Hey, what is going on, guys? It is your boy KingSuperior, aka the Delay God, and I'm back with another video. Now today I'm going to show you guys the tattoo tutorial on my tattoos in NBA 2K20. Now I promised you guys a tattoo tutorial a few videos ago, and a lot of you have been hitting me up about it. So here is my tattoo tutorial on NBA 2K20. This is what my tattoos look like. I will eventually adjust my tattoos. I'm going to cover the front eventually. When I do that, I might make an updated video if you guys want that, but for now this is what my tattoos look like, and I'm gonna make a tutorial on how to do my tattoos. All right, so with that being said, man, let's get into the tutorial, bro. All right, so I'm here on my friend's account, so we're gonna do the tattoo tutorial on his account because I already have the tattoos on and I don't want to take it off and have to put it back on again. So let's see what my friend's chest is looking like, bro. Let me see if he got any tattoos on right now. So he got nothing on his chest, bro. He got something on his left arm. You could barely see it. And he wanted some good tattoos, so I'm gonna get you right, bro. I'm gonna get you right now, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to take this arm sleeve off. Oh, he's on the other side. Alright, good. So we're gonna go in, and I'm gonna show you guys a tattoo tutorial live right here on my friend's account. Let's get it. Alright, so once you get inside the tattoo shop, what you're going to do is going to come down to miscellaneous. And then you're going to go all the way down to the stars, okay? You're trying to get the stars, alright? Now, you want to buy a bunch of these, okay? I'm not sure the exact amount that you need, but you just want to buy a bunch of them. Because you're going to try to fill your entire arms, both hands, both arms, left and right, and your back, okay? Because I'm doing a tattoo tutorial based on what I have, okay? So you're going to need to buy a bunch of them. So I bought 50, I put 50 in the cart. You're not going to be paying for all these. You're only going to be paying for what you're using. So don't be afraid, don't worry. Just put a lot in there, okay? Then you're going to come and get the red stripes right here. Now you could do whatever color stripes you want. But I have red because the red pops the most. If you put the blue on, you can barely see. You put the green on, you can barely see. And it makes no sense putting black on black because that makes no sense, okay? So that's why I'm using the red. So you're going to get the red and you're going to launch up right here, okay? Good. Alright, so the whole point of this right here is trying to cover your entire body like I said. So we're going to start with the left arm. And what you're going to do is make sure you're just going to push the right stick all the way up. You're trying to scale the tattoo out as big as possible so you can cover as much space as possible. You know what I'm saying? With one tattoo, you're trying to cover as much space as possible. Make sure you're rotating left and right so you can see underneath your arms to make sure you're covering every single spot of your player. So keep rotating left and right every time you're adding new tattoos so you could make sure that you're covering every single spot on your player, okay? Now when you're covering your arms, try your best to use the minimum amount of tattoos you can while covering much space. So make sure you rotate, man. You're gonna have to make sure you're rotating so you can see that you're covering every spot with the least amount of tattoos, because the less tattoos you use, obviously is gonna be the less amount of VC you spend. So I'm trying to save you all the VC, so make sure you cover as much mass as possible with every single tattoo, bro. And if you guys want, you could do the tattoo glitch to save you the VC, but the tattoo glitch is kind of buggy this year, man. Like you do the glitch and then when you come outside, it's like some of your tattoos disappear and all that stuff. So I just paid for my tattoos, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot, but I want my tattoos to stay, so I paid for my tattoos. But y'all could do whatever you wish, man. Alright, you guys could stop at your wrist, or you could go all the way down and cover the full arms, but I covered the full arms on my place. I'm gonna do it right here for my friend as well. But you could stop at the wrist if you want to put something different on the palm of your hands, the outer palm of your hands. If you want to do that, then you could stop at the wrist. But for me personally, I covered the entire arm from top to bottom. When you're doing the hands, like the outer palms, it's really hard to cover every spot. You end up using a lot of tattoos that you may not necessarily need. So if you don't have a lot of VC, you don't have to do this part. But if you have a lot of VC or you want your shit to look perfect, man, then by all means, man, go for it. But if you don't want to spend a lot of VC, then you don't have to do like this part, like precisely. I'm doing precisely right here, trying to get every inch covered. You don't have to do this if you don't have a lot of VC, all right? Now, for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna do one arm. So what you want to do after you cover both of your arms, because you're trying to make it, you're trying to get it for your player. Actually, I'm just doing this for the sake of the video. I'm just gonna do one arm for the sake of the video. Once you're done with your arm, you could go on to the back, or you could start working on the arm right away, but I'm just gonna go on to the back so we can just do the stripes all at once. So I'm gonna go to the back, I'm gonna cover the back. All right, so one tattoo could basically cover the entire back. As you can see, one tattoo to scale it all the way out, and you can basically cover the entire back, as you can see, okay? All right, so now that we're done covering the back and the arm, we're gonna move on to the stripes, okay? So you're gonna come down to your stripes, and we're just gonna start right about here. We're gonna make the stripe, expand the stripes big as possible so you can cover the entire arm. We're gonna start right about here. Let me see. Yeah, we're gonna start right about there, okay? And you rotate it to make sure it looks good, and you just apply that. It's that simple. And you move on to the next stripe. Same arm. Expand it all the way out. Rotate. You want to give it some space, not too far, not too close, like right about there, and you just apply it. Hold on, let's adjust that one a little bit. Now you see that first stripe, you see how that stripe, the first stripe looks way bigger than the second one? It's because it's at the upper part of his arm. So what we're gonna do for that first stripe is we're gonna reduce it so it can look even. We're gonna reduce the first one a little bit, use the right stick, reduce the size on it. And the only reason it looks bigger is because it's on the upper part of your arm, on your shoulder basically. So you're gonna reduce that a little bit so it looks even. Rotate it to make sure it looks good. And then we can apply that. Now as you go down the arm, you're gonna have to use the right stick to rotate it so it can look like it's in a certain angle so it looks perfect. Because if you just apply it and drop it, it's gonna look weird, okay? So we're gonna edit the second one a little bit as well too. To make sure it looks perfect. Hold on, let me see. This one, yeah, this one is perfectly fine. I don't think I really need to rotate this one. Let me see. Yeah, this one is perfect like this. All right, good. So that's that. I'm gonna move on to the other stripe. The first one still looks a little bit bigger, but that's all right. The first one could be a little bit bigger, but you're good with that, all right? So good. We're gonna come to the third stripe, and then we're gonna put that. Let's rotate to see how this looks. We're gonna put it right about here, right about here. All right, let's rotate it to make sure it looks nice. And hold on, I don't think right here is in line. Now if you look right by his, like the inner side by his elbow, if you can look, it's not really in line. So you're gonna have to rotate it with the right stick to make sure it's in line. You guys can see that right there. It's really hard to pinpoint it, but I can see. You have to rotate it to make sure it's in line. As you go down the arm, the two ends are not gonna meet, so you're gonna have to rotate it to make sure they meet, so you get a perfect circle around your arm, a perfect wrap around your arm, okay? Now this one looks a little bit too close. We're gonna drop it just a little bit, like right about there, okay? Like right about there. Good. Now you rotate it to make sure the two ends meet. You have to rotate it to look at it, and that's perfect right there. So we're gonna add that on right there onto another stripe. Like I said, as you go further down the arm, the two ends are not gonna meet, so you're gonna have to use the right stick to make sure you rotate it so the ends can meet each other. All right, so you're gonna max this out all the way, and as you can see, like the upper part of the tattoos, the upper arm, the stripe looks bigger because that side of your arm is bigger. So when we're done, we're gonna adjust that size a little bit so that all the stripes can look like the same size. Okay, we're gonna adjust those after we're done. So right here, we're gonna rotate it to make sure the ends meet, and if they don't, we're gonna have to use the right stick to rotate it, and it looks like the ends meet perfectly on this one. So we're good to go with that. We're gonna drop this one just a little bit, like right about there. So rotate to make sure it meets, and it does meet perfectly. So we're just gonna hit A. Actually, I'm gonna put it back up just a little bit right there. All right, we're gonna hit A. We're gonna add one more stripe just to finish it off, man. One more stripe on this arm. So we're gonna expand this all the way out. We're gonna rotate to see how the space looks. Looks pretty even right there. We could drop it. Now we're gonna go back up to the first few, and we're gonna adjust the size a little bit, simply because they're way bigger than the other rest. Because, like as I said, you go down, the arm is gonna get smaller because your arm is smaller itself. So we're gonna reduce the size just a little bit on the first one, trying to get the stripes to look even. So that looks good right there. And we're gonna move on to the second stripe, and then we're gonna reduce the size of the second one just a little bit as well, just to make it look a little bit even. You know what I'm saying? Now for the second one, as you can see, because I reduced the size, there's gonna be an open spot. Look, between my arm, there's gonna be an open spot where it doesn't meet. So we're gonna reduce this a little bit more, and we're gonna turn it, because you want this is the side that most people are gonna see. So we're gonna turn this to make sure this side is perfect right here. And then the back side is gonna be open a little bit. Like the back inner side is open a little bit right there. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go for another stripe and we're gonna fill that in right there, okay? So we're gonna come down, find another stripe, and we're just gonna fill that spot in right there, that empty spot. Alright? So we're gonna expand this. And you're gonna have to rotate it with your right stick to make sure it's in line a little bit. If it's not, expand this just a little bit more. Make sure everything looks good. Rotate it to make sure it's all good. See, it doesn't meet, so we're gonna have to rotate this a little bit more with the right stick. And we're gonna come around. You're gonna have to use your right stick to rotate and use your left stick to move it up and down to get it perfectly in line. Alright? I'm gonna bring your side in a little bit more because you want the front to be perfect. The sides can be messed up, but you don't want the front to be messed up or at all. You want inside to take like the little, you know? Alright, so that looks good because the inside, no one's gonna really see inside. The back side still doesn't meet, so we're gonna have to do some more rotating. And we're not gonna stop until we get that perfect, okay? Hold on. Alright, we're gonna rotate it to make sure, see how this looks. Still not in line, but we're gonna get it, man. You're gonna have to use your right and left stick to make sure everything falls into place, don't worry. If you have to reduce the second one a little bit on the inside, you can. If it's a little bit off, no one is gonna be able to tell because it's inside and plus you're gonna be in the park. No one could ever tell that. So you rotate it a little bit, reduce it a little bit if you have to. Rotate it to make sure it touches. I'm gonna move this around a little bit. You want the front to be perfect. That's the most important part of this tattoo. Right on your bicep, you want that part to be perfect. Alright, so that looks good right there. So what we're gonna do now is the top tattoo, we're gonna add another one to it. But before we do it, we're gonna reduce the size just a little bit more because it still looks a little bit big. So we're gonna reduce the size just a little bit more on the top one. And then we're gonna rotate it to see which side is exposed. We want the inner side to be exposed. So we're gonna rotate. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to move it. Rotate the right. Let's see. All right, that's good. All right, hold on. And increase the size just a little bit more. You don't want it to be too small now. And that's good right there. Good. So we're gonna add one more inside. Just attach it and finish it off. So I'm getting another stripe. And if you don't want to waste a lot of VC, you don't have to try to make it as precise as I'm doing it right here. But I want my stuff to be precise. But being precise means you're gonna have to use more VC. Now, if you don't want to use more VC, then it's all good. You don't have to make it as precise as I'm making mine. Okay? So we're gonna reduce the size a little bit. And then we're gonna rotate to make sure it touches and connects perfectly. Move this over here just a little bit more, and there we go. That is perfect right there. Let's make a 360. There we go, perfect. All right, so the arms, the left arm is done. Now you're gonna be doing both arms. I'm just, for the sake of the video, I'm only gonna do one arm, so the arm is out the way. Time for the back. This is the easiest part of the tutorial. Very easy, man. Now all we need is 3 stripes for the back. So we're gonna start off with the first stripe. We're gonna head over to the back, then the first stripe. You can put it right about here. Like the default position is perfect. You can move down just a notch, just a little bit down, just a little bit down, like right about here, and you're good. You're gonna place that right there. Then you're gonna get one more stripe, man. One more stripe, and you're gonna go to the back once again. You're gonna put it right about here. Okay, a little bit higher, like right about there, like right about there. All right, that's perfect right there. You're gonna place that. Then you're gonna get the final stripe for the back, the very final stripe. And let me see, hold on. There we go. And we're just gonna rotate that with the right stick. Scale this a little bit. Right about here. There we go. And we're just gonna place that right there, man. Now, if you want the stripes to be brighter, what you could do is do a double layer for all the stripes. I'm gonna do it quickly right here just to show you. I'm not gonna use the double stripes, the double layer, but I'm just gonna do it to show you now. Watch, I'm gonna do it in the back, and I'm just gonna rotate this and put it on the same right here. And this one is gonna look a little bit brighter than the others. Now see these little black marks, the black holes. What you're gonna do is you're gonna adjust this. You're gonna push this up until like the black holes are covered a little bit by the other tattoo. So it's gonna adjust it until like the black holes are kind of covered a little bit more, like right here. And then you could add it. I'm not gonna add it, but you could if you want your stripes to be a little bit brighter. Okay, you just adjust it and fill it in, and you could do multiple stripes. You could put like 3 layers, like completely cover the black holes if you want. That's really up to you if you want to do that. But like I said, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it real quick just to show you guys. I'm gonna do it really quick just to show. I'm gonna cover like all the black holes, or most of it at least, and then I'm gonna remove it when I'm done. All right, so we're gonna go to the back again. I'm gonna rotate this, scale it up, and we can just keep adding layers to cover the all the black holes. But as you can see, I don't have it perfectly in line, so it looks kind of fuzzy and blurry. If you're doing this, if you're gonna do a triple or a double layer, you're gonna have to make sure it's perfectly in line. If it's not, it's not gonna look good. It's gonna look blurry at the edges. So you have to make sure you have it perfectly in line if you're going to like try to do double and triple layers. So let me remove this other double layer right here, because like I said, I do not want that. I'm gonna remove it. Remove this one right here, and this is it right here, man. So once you do both of your arms and your back, you're completely done right here. Now for the front part of my tattoo, I just have a regular different chest piece. You can do whatever you want at the front. That's all up to you. I'm eventually gonna cover my front as well and do like a design for the front, but for now I don't have one of that. If I eventually do that, I will make an updated video if you guys want that. Okay, only if you want it, then I'll do it. But this is how you do my tattoo tutorial. Let's see how much this comes up to. So this alone right here is 18K. It's 24K. Underrated unfortunately does not have enough, so I cannot get this tattoo for him. But when you're done doing both of it, let me see, the star comes up to 14 in total. The tribal comes up to 10. The tribal is let me see, tribal. Yeah, so yeah, in total I don't know how much it's gonna come up to, because I don't remember when I did it. I don't remember how much it comes up to. I think probably like 32K or something like that. I'm not sure how much it's gonna come up to, but it really just depends. Anyways, yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this tattoo tutorial. I promise y'all the tattoo tutorial. Here it is. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like on this video, man. Comment, subscribe if you're new. Man, my name is KingSuperior, and I'll holler at you guys later, man. Peace.